No, I know.
Did everyone get a Tum but me?
Yeah, I think so.
I typically take 2, but I'm gonna take 1 because I haven't eaten anything. This is just kind of for fun.
This is a fun Tum.
You ever take Tums for fun?
Dude, they actually are kind of good.
Just eat a Tum?
Yeah.
Yeah, just cause.
It's not bad for you. I mean, like in excess it is, but like just to have a Tum.
You can't overdose on Tums.
Oh, I bet you can.
You can.
Dude, you absolutely can.
So Tums are calcium carbonate.
Mm-hmm.
Calcium carbonate overdose. Symptoms.
Heart attack, death.
I'm gonna give you some of the weaker ones first.
I assume like ulcers.
Weakness.
No.
Thirst.
Like stomach ulcers.
Headache. It's gonna gradually get
Yeah.
worse. Headache. Irritability. Depression.
Been there.
Abdominal pain.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Why am I
Constipation.
painful?
On the other side of that coin, diarrhea.
Oh, I'm shitting and it's hard to shit.
Irregular heartbeat. Muscle twitching.
I'm shitting so much
Bone
right
pain. It says
Bone pain? Well, I don't even know what that means.
It says bone. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another gluten-free episode of Anything for Politics. As always, my name is Jim Altman, and I am here with
Christian bread rollman.
Bread roll.
Bread roll.
Bread roll.
Because gluten. I tried. And I'm going to keep trying.
Should I do what I've been doing? I'm slowing down a little bit.
You are. You're giving me some time.
I'm trying. If I know that it's going to be a particularly hard one, or if I'm just really excited to see what you can pull, then I'll slow down so I can let you workshop just a little bit.
I appreciate that.
But if it's like a word, then I'm like, oh, come on. He has to have a joke for this one. I'll just be like, my name's Jim, and this is Christian Bread Rollman.
Bread rollman. It's there.
Bread roll.
Yeah, bread roll.
Do you call them bread rolls? That's a bread roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you could have gotten by with just Christian Rollman.
Yeah, but because that you gave me enough time to be like, roll or bread roll, and I went with bread roll. Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah.
And welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Anything Politics. We're getting there. We're getting there in the numbers. What is this? 73?
73, baby. Yeah.
We're on our way to 100. It'll happen before we know it.
Yeah. 27 weeks.
Because I remember recording episode 50, episode 40. I remember every episode. I don't know why I'm saying I remember this.
I remember 32 and 31 and 30 and 29 and 28 and 27. Let me keep going.
Nah, you're good.
Okay, I'll stop counting.
Hey, but thanks.
No problem.
Because now I know what the numbers are. So, yeah, we'll reach 100 before we know it.
Yeah.
I've been reading recently.
Oh, we're doing the Audible ad this quick?
Yeah, Seth, play the music. Yeah, you can go to audibletrial.com. Yeah, audibletrial.com/AVP. Because recently I've been
no way no.
I can.
We can't.
Okay,
Because
Seth, cut the music.
no one's going to listen.
Aw, cut the music.
They're going to be like, oh my God, an ad at the beginning of a podcast? I'm out.
But genuinely, I have been reading a book recently. I went to Barnes & Noble just a couple days before Mimi's birthday. And I got a book. It's
oh, cool.
It's called Everyone Has a Podcast Except You by the McElroy brothers.
Yeah, love those guys.
Love those guys.
Getting back into my brother.
Literal comedic geniuses.
They're so funny.
And they wrote a book on podcasting, pre-production, post-production, tips and tricks.
Because they've been doing it for a long fucking time, man.
Yeah, they've been doing it for
14 years?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And it's just it's very affirming to our show, I think, to read what we see as these kingpins of podcasting say things like, hey, if you're gonna start our show from the beginning, start around the mid 200s. That's what
it's shitty beforehand.
They were like, if you want to, they're talking about microphones, like which microphone to use. If you want to hear what kind of quality you don't want, because when they started, episode 1 of My Brother and Me, in that book, they were saying that Griffin was using the microphone that came with Rock Band.
Wow.
And Travis was using like a $14 half mic, half headset from Walmart.
Yeah.
And that's just what they used in the beginning. Yeah. And they didn't have soundproofed rooms. They were like, if you want an example of what you don't want to sound like, then go listen to episode 1.
Yep.
But please don't listen to episode 1. If you're going to listen to our show, start around the mid 200s.
Crazy.
That's nuts. I can't imagine, because when people are like, hey, you have a podcast? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, I want to listen. And I'm like, that's cool. I say, don't listen to season 1. And it's weird because as we keep growing and as we keep doing more, we fix the format, we tighten things.
Don't listen to season 2.
I've slowly started being like, start around 50. 60. Like that's slowly happening. And that's a good thing because I used to be I was understandably so much more proud of season 2 than season 1 because we tightened up a lot of loose things. And really the show began to come together. But now, looking back in retrospect, there were things we still didn't have back then that we have now. I think that's just the evolution of a show like this. It's always going to be getting better because we're constantly going to be working on it. We have a whole team of people dedicated to this, and they're all incredibly talented. So as we get better, we're just slowly going to be like, hey, one day we're going to be like, don't listen to the first 100 episodes. We're going to say that one day. That's going to be fucking weird.
So what I'm hearing is then this is pointless.
What I'm saying is that this is for a special type of listener who just really vibes with the shit we make. So if you're here, if you're here right now, if you're here in like 2022, then like you're probably just listening live, and we appreciate you. You were here since the beginning. Remember that later. But much later, if you're listening to this and like, things that like people say ages ago, and then like
that's not real.
It cycles back. That's not real.
Yeah.
If you're listening in 2026, then post this on whatever social media is most popular at the time and tag us.
Yeah, post it on Flu Fluff.
And I will send you $50.
I'll send you
if you are listening to this episode and you can just record the first person to do that in 2026.
Yeah.
Who's not Ty or another member of our team.
I'll send you, because there will be no dollars, I'll send you 0.000004 Bitcoin.
Yeah, because in
that'll be like $4 million.
You're saying in 4 years,
4 years,
the entire financial system will crumble.
Will could be completely
yeah,
no more. Buy dollars.
So yeah, I mean that 2026. Record this bit. First person to do it and post it and tag me, $50 your wallet.
That's pretty cool.
Because that's just where we're gonna be someday.
Absolutely.
And that's nutso butso.
That is nutso butso.
Now, if you're the type of fan who's listening, just like binge watching some of our old episodes in the future, then you know that last episode, Christian left us on a little bit of a cliffhanger. And I've been hanging on this cliff for a week. But for those binge watching, I've been hanging on for what, like half hour?
Yep, if that.
20 minutes, maybe?
So here is the thing.
Let me off this cliff. Pull me up. Pull me up.
It's no secret that...
I'm hanging. My arms are getting tired.
It's no secret that when I was in high school, I did a little bit of musical theater.
I think we all did a little bit of musical theater. It's a hell of a drug.
It sure is. And I got the opportunity to play a really cool role in a theater that I did not usually... This was, I believe, my second show in this theater. It was.
I mean, that's just fitting, though. You are kind of a role man.
That's good. Yeah, it is a neat role. It's very different than what I usually play, and it was very fun. And that role was the role of Sebastian in The Little Mermaid.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a fucking blast.
Cool.
And of course, he, in the first scene, is a conductor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got, no, not in that.
Really?
He's a conductor. He conducts the Mer sisters in their little number. They have a little number that they do for the
Does Sebastian not conduct Under the Sea?
No, he sings in Under the Sea. He's the lead singer Under the Sea.
Was that your song?
That was
Did
my
you
song.
eat it up?
I sure did.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, he conducts, because he's the conductor for the king's court, and he conducts the king's daughters in their little number that they do for their father.
Yes.
They're like, Dad, look at what we can do. And then they do a little number. And I'm sitting there doing that. And I'm at the front of the stage and I'm doing that. So that's just the setup. So they give me a little baton and I get a cool little baton. I'm like, cool, I get to use a baton.
Hold it in your little lobster paws.
In my little lobster.
Or is he a crab? Crab paws. Crab paws. Sebastian's a crab.
Is he a crab? Did we look it up at some point?
I don't think we looked it up at some point. I don't want to have to look it up. I think he's a crab.
I think he's a crab too. We're going to go
He's a crab. He's a crab.
He's for sure a crab.
I know what a lobster looks like. He doesn't look like a lobster.
I've seen the way he walks.
Like a crab.
Yeah, I've seen the way he walks. He walks like a crab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got my little baton.
You played him. You should know this.
Yeah, I know, right? I knew at the time, but this was like 2015. This was like 7 years ago.
That's right.
So I'm doing the baton, and I'm blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. And this was a rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. And one of my acting choices was at the finish, I grabbed the baton. It's not really an acting choice. It's just I grab the baton, and I like hold it, and then I scurry off stage.
Perfect.
And I walk off stage, and I go, my hand's hurting. I'm wearing these little gloves, by the way. I had little red gloves.
Yeah.
I was like, my hand really hurts. And I look in. This baton was made of fiberglass.
What?
And I was not told that I'm not supposed to touch this part.
What?
So there's just glass all in my hand. It's stuck in the glove. I had to take the glove off. And as I'm taking the glove off, it's ripping through my skin. Yeah. It was so painful.
Who was the prop master for this production?
I don't even remember, but I don't think they ever did anything ever again.
I hope.
Not even like you're never props. You're just never part of theater ever again. You let a child grab glass confidently, squeeze it in his hand, walk off stage.
Seth, tell me if I'm wrong. They don't make fiberglass batons. They must have just picked up a random stick.
No. No. There are a lot of.
That was an official baton, but it was made of fiberglass.
A lot of batons are fiberglass. Yeah.
And just by grabbing it, you're cutting yourself?
Yeah, it's got glass all in it. Because that's why I asked him. I was like, I asked Seth earlier, is this made of glass? And he was like, no, it's plastic, which is how it should be. But a lot of older batons are fiberglass.
That's insane.
Couldn't tell you why. Maybe because it's shiny and you can see it better. Fucking no clue.
If your prop has an opportunity to really hurt you, typically you do get a talk from your props manager.
Yeah. And dude, I'm telling you, like, severe pain, because fiberglass is not, you're not like getting like thick shards of glass. It's not like you cut a bottle or you break a bottle and it's like big glass. No, it's tiny little itty bitty pieces of glass all just so I had to just individually tweezer each little, because you can't like you're just gonna push it into your hand more, so you have to tweeze every little one. There was at least 50 just all in my skin. Hurt like a motherfucker. But
I've been a props master before, and the length of time I spend with actors on
what the prop is,
on like a more dangerous prop. If it is so dangerous that you have to do a pre-show check every time, because they're like, we're gonna run fight call, we're gonna run dance call.
Oh yeah.
Hey, let's run the dangerous props.
Yep.
I was in Godspell and I played Judas. And there's the song "All for the Best."
All for the best.
And it was my favorite number. Are you
it's
kidding
such
me?
a good
Are you
number.
Kidding me?
God, I'd love to do that.
And I loved the guy that played my Jesus. So we
Jesus.
yeah, he was a great guy.
That's my Jesus right there.
He was my Jesus. And it was a prop that I owned, which was great because it was also in the film. There's a bit where Jesus shoots out his arm, and when his arm hits its farthest from his body, a cane materializes.
Yes.
From absolutely nowhere. He's holding a dancing cane.
Yeah.
And then Judas tries, fails.
Yep.
Tries, fails. And on that third hit, Jesus takes the end of his cane and he taps Judas's like fist, and another cane just materializes. It comes out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's because this entire like 4 or 5 foot tall cane can fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, in order for it to spring out that fast, the thing's made of metal.
Yeah.
You know those slap bracelets?
Yeah.
Imagine that it was like 50 times that length and just coiled.
Mm-hmm.
That's what those canes are.
So that can hurt.
That can hurt. Seth can attest to that. Do you still have it, the scar?
Yeah.
It took a chunk out of his pinky.
Stop.
Yeah, because the thing about that is, it's kind of like a grenade. It's got, when it's coiled up, the bottom of the cane feeds through the top, and it's got this little pin that can pivot and go sideways.
Yeah.
So the way that you let it go is you put that bottom of the cane right in the palm, and then you push down on the side, which releases the pressure for the pin, which can then go from sideways, a locked position, to upwards, an unlocked position. And then what you've got to do to safely deploy it is let go and bring your hand away, let it extend, and then you grab it out of the air.
Yeah.
It's and if you practice with this for a few days, you can safely, instead of bringing it all the way back here, you can safely, just bring your hand like a few inches away and then re-grab it. Because that pin that locks it, you can also tie a handkerchief to it, and there's a famous trick where you just wave this handkerchief around, and then the handkerchief turns into the cane.
That's dope.
It looks so much better.
Yeah.
But in the production, that's what we did. It just materialized out of nowhere. And I'm gonna say that I was the unwise one here because Seth just wanted to check it out, and
let him...
I wasn't props master for that show. I was. That
you were
was
just like, this is dope. You should. Yeah.
That was a very not amateur show, but it wasn't like a professional
Yeah,
either.
it was community theater.
It wasn't at my community theater. It was at like my church.
Oh.
But it was directed by someone who does community
yeah.
theater, and everyone involved was from my theater. We were just doing it at a church for the church.
Gotcha.
With the church.
Cool.
And yeah, I was just letting my buddy check it out, because had you used it before? Because I owned it. It was like at my house. So like, had you fucked with it at my house before?
Yeah, I think so.
This wasn't the first time he'd touched the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a mistake happened and he just got cut, and it really happened so fast that it
Yeah.
happened, and he went,
Oh,
that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And then we ran to the kitchen and
Yeah, you also
patched him up.
there's adrenaline going on. And so whatever pain you endure on stage, you don't really notice until you are off stage. Then
That's
you're
true.
like, cool, you take a breath,
I don't think I've ever been injured on stage.
and then you
Well, your
Very-
baton story, I mean, like, gosh, I can't imagine the fiberglass.
it hurt, man. And it hurt for several days.
I'm sure.
Just lots of little cuts. You couldn't see the cut. That was the crazy thing. You couldn't see the cuts. You could just feel them. You know when you get a splinter and it's like, ow, that really hurts, and you're like, you can't fucking find it.
Yeah.
That's how it felt for a couple days. But yeah, that's the weird baton story of like, hey, fucking, if you're props master in a theater
Talk
and
to people.
you have to give a child glass at some point, let him know it's glass. I didn't know. And then there was at one point, it was afterwards, they were like, how did you not know it was glass? I was like, no one told me. I just grabbed the baton and went on stage. That's my job.
1, no one told me. 2, I'm 15.
Yeah, I'm 15. I might have been 16 at that point, but even fucking still.
I'm 22 and I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Please tell me it's glass.
No one told me that the majority of the prop I'm holding has shards of glass on it. No one told me that. How do you not tell someone that?
Yeah, that's an important one.
It felt like it.
I remember doing Les Miserables around the same time, about 2015, and this wasn't an issue where he didn't know that a prop was made of glass. It was just an issue where they were doing a scene change, and it was, I think it was a performance. I don't even think it was tech.
Oof.
I think it was a proper performance, and he just goes off stage. This is Jean Valjean stealing like the 2 silver candlesticks and like a chalice.
Yeah.
But the thing about that cup was that it was painted to be silver. It was a glass cup, and it was just dark, and they were doing a scene change, and he was off stage. He was like stage left, and you just hear shit. And from then on, I think it was plastic for the rest of the run.
Yeah, it should have been.
But
if you can avoid it, don't ever have glass on stage.
yeah. What a baton story. What a crazy
That's-
baton story.
Hey, you had to wait a whole week for that.
I have a baton story.
Yeah, tell me your baton story.
Different baton. Not a conducting baton.
Oh, a flippity-flu baton.
Like a billy stick. Like a billy club.
Oh.
Like a police baton.
Okay, so not like a marching band.
No.
Okay.
Do I have one of
Or
those?
color
I
guard
might.
or whatever it is.
But I'm thinking of, and funnily enough, this is also Les Miserables.
Oh.
I don't know what my director was on, but for a lot of my early musical theater career, he pushed me. And I think it's hopefully because he saw some good stuff there, and he's like, oh, he can do it.
Absolutely.
But like, I was averaging 4 to 5 roles per production.
Sheesh.
Like in the show.
Oh, he
not
just made
even
you-
extra stuff, like being props master.
Yeah.
Like
Just quick changing the hell out of shit.
quick changes to hell and back.
Yeah.
Seth and I were, I believe, both under this situation where we needed to come on and be phantoms to Scrooge
Sure.
and be like, you're gonna go to hell if you don't change.
Yeah.
And then we had to sprint off stage, wipe all of our full face makeup, full pale gaunt makeup.
Yep.
Had to wipe all of it off, take all the gray clothes and cobwebs and chains off, throw on 6 button fly pants. Button flies. You ever wore button flies?
Yeah, they suck balls, man.
6 buttons we had to button up, get ready for a Fezziwig scene, which happens roughly like a song. It was nuts. It was constantly on stage. Okay, we're going to go off stage and we're going to fucking sprint to the back, and I'm going to have to put a full face of makeup on, put on a wig, put on a whole outfit. And in Les Miserables, I probably ended up playing like 4 roles. I was one of the college boys who died on the barricade.
Nice.
I was a police officer. I was a sailor. Seth was the sailor. Which one was he?
I was the sailor who had sex with Fontaine.
You know how she
Hell
got
yeah.
you know how she died from STD, did she not? Like is
You
that is that just kind of
What? I was 15.
Give an STD.
not a good
out.
defense. No, is that, can we agree that's what Fontaine died of?
I don't fucking know. I hate that show.
She cut off her hair, pulled out her teeth, probably infection from the teeth pulling in the 1800s. So there's a scene where there's like a fight in the market, and Javert comes out to kind of break it up, and he's followed by 2 other police officers to kind of enforce what Javert is saying. And it was played by me and my friend Coy. And it was the off stage, we're waiting to run out, and it goes Javert in the front, and then me in the middle, and then Coy in the back. And if you don't know much about Les Mis, it's all musical. There's no spoken lines. It's all happening to music. So all of the cues are like just listening to the music. This is a pretty fast-paced scene. The tempo is just like very quick. Just like, dun, 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 my name is Javert. What the fuck is going on? Like he just runs out there. He's like, because there's a fight. There's a fight going on in the square. And so we're about to like just kind of run out. And right before we go out, Coy takes his like police baton and just fucking up my ass.
Why?
Just right before we go on stage, like seconds before we go, he's just like, dun, 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 just like right. And I was like, and like as I was reacting, I was walking because it was our cue.
Yep.
So I just go out there and I take my place, and I'm just like standing there and I'm shaking because God, was it funny? It was so
really
funny. Your
It's a
actors
classic.
get mad at you when you do that shit.
Yeah, they do.
If you get caught.
If you get caught.
We never got caught from that one.
Hell yeah.
I've done a lot of things. That is one that went under the radar.
Hell yeah, dude. So, there are a lot of... If you went to a pool and you were told, hey, just so you know, this pool, at this pool, there is in fact a dead body in the pool.
Okay.
Would you be like, I'll see you later?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to chill on this pool, actually. I'm going to go to a different pool that doesn't have a dead body in it.
Yeah, that's... Yeah?
Yeah.
So intrigued to see where you go with this.
But when you go to the ocean, there's like crazy amount of dead bodies in the ocean. So, at some point,
This implies a ratio.
A ratio of dead bodies to body of water
Size.
size, and your willingness to go into that said body of water. What is the correct ratio?
If I brought you to my swimming pool and I said, there's fish coming here. If I told you that there are... wait, hold on. Because I already know the statistic, but I want to give you the accurate number.
Okay.
How much?
Oh yeah, what's the ratio to the ocean? And like, what would that ratio be to a smaller swimming pool?
So
Also, that means there's no fish in a pool, so that just means you're having buckets of fish cum and you're pouring it into your own pool. That's not natural fish cum.
okay, I'm reading right now that the average whale ejaculates 1,500 liters of cum each load.
Whales aren't fish.
There's whale cum. Whale cum in the ocean.
Damn.
Welcome to the ocean.
Welcome.
And the average whale ejaculates 1,500 liters each load.
Hey,
and we don't
that's
know
so
how often they're. We don't know.
Yeah, there could be
And how
some
many
horny
whales?
ass whales.
How many whales?
Yeah, and how many of them are fucking?
How many whales are there in the world?
You have to
I love
assume.
how it doesn't say ocean. How many whales are in the world?
You have to assume that there's one whale that is providing most of that. You know what I mean? Not one singular whale, but one type of whale.
What is the whale population?
Do you know what whale is what type of whale is probably providing most of that?
Most of the sperm whale?
Yeah. Sperm whale.
But like, how much whale cum has to be in my pool before you say I'm gonna pass on that pool? I don't feel very welcome at your pool.
Whale cum at your pool. I'm gonna go with like any.
If there's a drop of whale cum
Yeah.
in that pool, I'm
good.
not in there.
Because at some point, you're gonna get a little bit
You're
of
gonna.
water in your mouth,
You're gonna.
and you're gonna be like, "Hey, there could have been whale cum in that. I could have just swallowed or just
That's the thing. There's one
briefly-
drop in a whole pool, so
Yeah.
the probability is very low,
super low.
but still possible.
Yeah, it's still possible, and your mind's gonna fuck with you.
You
Like,
don't know. Did you do it?
the likelihood is just.
Did you do it? I don't know. Yeah, I could have.
Did you swallow whale cum?
I'll never know. But in the ocean, well, that shit's fine.
Oh yeah.
Do we think
whatever.
the salt just disinfects things?
No, but I also don't get. I rarely get salt water in my. Like I'm a little bit more careful in the ocean.
Yeah, because that shit's salty, dude.
It's really like overly so. I'd say. I love a good salt. I love salt on my food.
See, my thing is, I think, oh yeah, I love salt on my food.
Yeah, salt's great on the food.
But like I think it's so overly salty. Normal ocean water. The Dead Sea is like the saltiest body of water there
You're
is.
just taking clumps of salt and sticking it in your
That's
face.
what I'm saying, man.
A lot of salt.
Let's do an episode of the Dead Sea
Let's do a Dead Sea episode.
because like it must be so easy to float.
It is. They say anybody can like floats.
I'd say
They say I believe bowling balls float.
no.
Am I getting that wrong? Seth, look that up.
It do float.
Bowling balls float. Yeah,
Oh my god,
I'm telling you, like it's.
that's insane.
Yeah, it's physically impossible for you to go. Like some people have difficulty. Like even if they push really hard, they have trouble going underwater. But yeah, no. So like
the dead body thing.
yeah, what's the ratio? If there was a pool, how big would the pool have to be for you to be like chill with going in there? If there's a
My real answer?
yeah,
100 miles. I don't care how big the pool is, as long as that body is 100 miles from
away.
me. Yeah, then I think I'd be okay with it. Talking about dead bodies in the ocean,
Yeah.
fucking Amelia Earhart, what's she up to?
Where do you think she went off
Where
to?
do you think she went off to? Some
Where
people think coconut
it's
crabs.
so past her curfew. Where is she? Where's
It's
Amelia
about time
Earhart?
she came back.
Yeah, you know what? It's past.
What if she just came back? Okay, like the year's like 2025. She lands.
Yeah.
The plane comes back, lands. She's like, whoa, what the hell is this?
I mean, you have to assume that then just there's somewhere in the sky that there's a little warp hole and time travel. There's no other, because she died in like the 1800s. No, 1900s.
She went missing.
She went missing in the early 1900s, and she comes back. She's not like 90 years older.
No,
That's-
she is.
There has to be
Same age.
something in the sky that's time travel. You pass through that thing, time travel.
You know there are like micro wormholes all over the place.
Yeah.
They just open and shut.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
there's one over there.
there are kind of not laws, but they're kind of like there are theorems stating that with the quantum state of things, there is a infinitely small but infinitely present. It's possible that like one day if you just punch a wall, your hand's
Your
gonna
hands
go
go
right the
through,
fuck
yeah.
through. You've heard this?
It would get stuck, wouldn't it? it would
Assuming that
Yeah, it would only briefly make it through. You couldn't pull it back out, right? The molecules and everything would close up around it.
Who's to say?
Yeah,
It's
who's to say?
literally never happened in observable life.
Yeah.
For as long as people have been able to record these things, it's not happened because of that infinitely small chance.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
Yeah.
Because what's weird is that, like, if you've seen a diagram of an atom, which isn't super accurate, but, like, you can see there's point in the middle, and then it's got
Yeah.
electrons, neutrons in orbit.
Yeah.
I believe it's not called, no, I'm thinking of a cell. What's in the middle? Nucleus?
Nucleus
What's
is.
in the middle of an atom?
Well, I know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Neutron? And then it's got electrons and protons, right? So that's
Sure,
probably
dude.
right.
I don't fucking. I did not go to college.
I used to know these things.
Yeah.
I used to know these things very well.
Yeah.
And I feel bad that I don't right
You
now.
cared a lot, and still do care a lot about these things.
Yeah, I do.
It's very much
care
your
about these things.
wheelhouse.
I just haven't practiced it in a while.
Yeah, it's not my
What was
wheelhouse.
the question?
The makeup of an atom. What's at the center?
The nucleus.
Nucleus. That's very cell terminology.
Yeah.
Nucleus of an atom. And then, but the thing is, most of that diagram is empty space.
Yeah.
And you're made of those.
Yeah.
It's weird to think, but your body is 90% empty space.
Yeah.
So empty and empty can go through a wall. Theoretically.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
Are
But
you familiar with the bit by from Pete Holmes?
which one?
Nothing makes any fucking sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where he talks about like we're just made of molecules, like, and these molecules know that they're molecules. What? That doesn't make any fucking sense. And then he's like, and this stool, he's standing by a stool. He's like, this stool is made of the same like molecules that I'm made of. And if I put my hand on like around this, then the molecules will go from the stool to my hand, and the ones from my hand will go. And when we ask science, like,
Why don't they just go through, each other?
the answer is we don't know.
We don't know. What? You think you're on a planet?
Yeah.
Zoom out.
good.
Zoom out.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's such a great bit. It's probably his best. It's his most famous bit. It's not his best, but it is his most famous bit.
It's his machine. It's
Yeah.
his Bert. It's his Bert Kreischer. His
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, it's the machine, yes.
It's his machine story.
Yeah, absolutely it is. I see it all the time. It comes up all the time. It's really good. And
Yeah.
it's funny.
Zoom out.
Zoom out.
None of it makes fucking sense.
Yeah. And he's like, and the universe is never ending. It's infinite. And it's also getting bigger. That means, what does he say? Like, endlessness is getting bigger. That makes no fucking sense.
And it doesn't. And
It really doesn't. Science doesn't make any sense at all, but it makes all the sense. It's weird. It's a weird thing, science.
Yeah, science is cool. But
It is cool. It's not my thing. I don't love it. Because you can't nail it down.
Yeah.
It would take you too long to... You can't nail it down. History, I love. History, you can nail it down. This happened then, and we know that for a fact. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Science is like, hey, we thought something 5 years ago, and now it's not true.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that because I can never be certain that I'm speaking truthfully.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I really do hate science.
Science is the thing that's like just eternally in a state of being like practiced.
I really don't love that about it.
I don't like the word practice for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because like doctors practice medicine.
They do.
Surgeons practice.
Yeah. Lawyers practice.
Damn, I don't want my doctor to practice on me. I want him to be good by the time he opens me up.
Time to practice on this dude.
I hate that.
Yeah.
They're practicing medicine because it's not a for sure thing.
No.
Things can happen, and this thing had a side effect we didn't know about, or turns out we crossed some wires in there and you're just dead.
If you ever receive anything from your doctor, know that the second they walk out the door, they go, oh, and then they walk away. That works. And there's just thousands of people who do that. Yeah. No one ever goes out the door and is like, nailed it. That doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. It's always,
that's gotta work.
Please no malpractice. Please no malpractice. Please no malpractice. Because you never know.
I've struggled with things in the past. And I've been put on a few different medications to help me with those demons I was struggling with back then. And it really was. The doctor like sat me down. He was like, listen, these things affect people differently. And literally it's just going to be hit or miss.
Yeah, we're going to try some shit.
We're going to throw some pills at you and you're going to take them and you're going to see how it goes. And he's like, next time I come in, he's like, all right, it's been a month. How do you feel? And it's like, I don't. And he's like, well, that's not good.
Shit.
Shit, fuck.
And that's the thing with like the difference between, because obviously...
Unfortunately, that's how a lot of like depressive things go.
Say, like,
is like if
mentally,
you're sad and then you get on a medication, you go in, it's like, do you feel sad? No. Do you feel happy? No. Well, you don't feel sad, so I'm gonna keep you on this medicine. That happens more than you think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a like it's not mental medication, but like medication for your mental state and your emotional state is like even more so difficult to like nail down. Like with my experience, it's
the brain, gray matter, fucking weird.
No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like whenever I had issues with like, if I had like whatever lung problems or sinus problems, they'd be like, okay, well last time you had this problem, we did this for you. So we're just going to do that again. And we're going to keep doing that until it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So I'd be on like, there'd be a period of like 3 or 4 years where I'd be on a specific medication every time I had an episode. And then at some point it would be like, okay, that medicine's not really working for your episodes anymore. Let's do something different.
Yeah.
Sometimes we needed to do something more drastic, or sometimes just needed a lateral move to just a different medication that does the same type of thing, but your body's not, because a lot of times when you take medicine, your body tries to fight the medicine. Time to wake up.
Wake up. Wake up. Forgive yourself. It wasn't your fault. Wake up. Could you imagine?
No, I think I got a little scared.
I typically wake up at 1 o'clock.
Gotcha. But yeah, your body often will try to fight off certain medications.
Yeah. Because
it's a foreign substance. They're like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Mm-hmm. Because the medication is coming in to fight the thing that your body's already fighting. Mm-hmm. It's just losing that fight. So it's like backup. But your body thinks it's just being attacked from the rear by another foreign substance. So medicine's fucking weird, man. It's tough to nail down.
I am incredibly lucky to say that I no longer have to take that medicine for my depression. That's because very early on I immediately coupled it. I didn't want that to be my saving grace. Mm-hmm. For some people, that does have to be the case, and that's okay. But I was like, if I'm going to be taking medication, I also do want to be attending therapy. So I went to therapy, and that helped so much to the point where I was eventually ready to just kind of wean off of it. And I spoke with my therapist about it and my doctor about it, and we safely got me off. And I've lived since then a very happy life. Bad things still happen, and yeah, I do still have episodes, but I'm not living a life that requires that anymore.
That's
so
fantastic.
I was able to get off that. My ADHD, that's kind of stuck around, and the interesting thing is, as an adult, it manifests so differently than it does when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Because one, just kind of the balancing chemicals is different, but two, your lifestyle is different. I mean, at school, you're kind of sitting and you always have to be attentive, and you're always like being spoken to and learning and having to do things. When you go out into the real world, it's like someone's not always there going, hey, Jim,
stop talking.
Stuff's happening.
Listening.
Stuff's happening, Jim. You're just kind of like, hey, important shit will be said to you every day of your life that you're going to have to remember, but no one is going to afford that you're not. Everyone's going to assume you're paying attention because typically you're able to.
Yeah.
I am not.
Yeah.
But that is a side effect of my ADHD medication is my focus shoots through the roof. My emotional standings definitely do go down.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot worse. As an adult, it has manifested a little bit better.
Good.
But I still kind of go blank.
Yeah.
I don't get sad, but like I'm definitely less happy.
Yeah.
I'm less touchy. Like I'm less of a loving person.
Interesting.
I'm not rude, but I'm just kind of like, someone tries to like hug on me or something. I'm like, hey, I'm good.
Yeah. It's over there.
Yeah. I'm over here, and I've got to fucking write an essay, or I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, but it's crazy, these things, like these side effects. Some people might take the same medication, same dosage as me, and not get that side effect.
Totally different experience. Yeah.
That medicine might not even work for them. Their focus might not be helped.
Yeah.
By taking that. So
yeah, it's important to know, like, your body reacts even with like food. Your body's going to react differently to
metabolism.
Yeah, I was talking about this with my mom yesterday.
Is this our science episode?
I know, it feels so like serious, but we might get into the funnies. But I was having a conversation with my mom.
We're allowed to have non-funny episodes.
Yeah.
At heart, we're a comedy podcast, but I mean, like, sometimes we're just gonna shoot shit.
Yeah. I was having a conversation with my mom yesterday because yesterday was in fact Mother's Day, and I called her. We talked for like 3 hours, and at one point we were just talking about diet, and like my dad needs carbs. He needs like
Your dad looks like he needs carbs.
Yeah, his
in a good
body.
way.
Yeah, absolutely. His body doesn't work properly without carbohydrates.
Yeah,
which is fine. Carbs aren't bad inherently.
Nothing is inherently bad in moderation.
Heroin,
even okay.
No, there are so few things.
But you know, like the food pyramid.
Yeah,
oils is on it.
Mm-hmm.
You do have to have a little bit of oils. Just a tiny.
Is sugar?
I believe so.
I don't know if it is.
Okay, you keep talking.
I could totally be completely wrong on that. But I feel like sugar is like the one thing that like there might be like simple sugar is fine, but like complex sugars. Anyway, but my mom, when she has like really any carbs at all, her body just fights it. Her body doesn't like it, and so she gets very tired. She gets like super low energy. Her body doesn't react well to carbs. So it's just completely different. Every body is completely different and reacts differently to different foods, different medications, different anything.
Oh, okay. So fats and sugars are actually combined on the food pyramid.
Okay.
Yep. Fats, oils, and sweets.
Interesting.
It's at the little peak of the pyramid at the very top because you don't need a lot of them, but they're still important.
Yes.
You need a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Unless you can't, in which case you find healthy substitutes elsewhere. Yes. Like some people can't have dairy, and that's fine.
I also think that
I don't think the food pyramid's a perfect way to look at things.
I was about to say it's not, because like what is a small amount? Like what's a small amount of sugar?
Oh, you know what's interesting? Now this doesn't work for sugar as well, but just in terms of like what is a good serving size of blank. Mimi growing up, they had him put out his palm. And that is your serving size. Like when you're a kid, this is how much rice you should have.
Yeah.
And then as you grow,
it gets bigger.
This is how much rice I should have.
Yeah.
You know, this is how much this, how much that. So it was that's just kind of what they did as kind of, it's not hard and true, fast.
Right.
Fast and true. What is the saying?
Fast and true.
Fast and true?
Yeah.
That's Sonic if he's telling the truth. I'm sorry. I don't know why. The joke there was Sonic is fast. I don't know why I thought that'd be a good reach.
No, it was okay.
But we say things
It was
sometimes.
for sure a stretch, but like most of the shit I say is a stretch, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're a stretchy guy.
Yeah.
Because you're tall was the joke.
Yeah?
Yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a stretch. Anyway. Yes, so for me, I need a shitload. Like, this is how much rice, plus the other one, plus 2 more of these and 2 more. Like, I need a
Your
shitload of
metabolism's
food.
fucking insane.
Yeah, I eat a shitload and I'm still 145 pounds.
Well, okay, and I might be so fucking wrong here, so please correct me if I am.
Yeah.
You, for those that don't know, hey, if it's your first episode, first off, this isn't what it's typically like. This is
I'm a little serious right now.
Bill Nye the Science Guy episode.
Bill Nye
Little bit of Christian Jim the Science.
Sure. Christian Jim the Science.
No. Christian / Jim the Science.
Science guys.
But this isn't typically what it's like. But if it is your first episode, Christian is chronically chronic.
Chronically chronic.
What do you got?
Back at it again. Cystic fibrosis.
And you had to have your large intestine removed?
That is not really a big integral part of who I am.
I know it's not.
It's like not part of my disease.
I was just thinking like there is a shorter passageway that you get to digest things.
There is a shorter passageway of the digested food to my asshole.
Okay,
and
but
so
all
there's
the
less...
digestion still gets to happen.
Yes, all my digestion for the most part happens. I need help. I need enzymes to help me.
Okay.
But the storage space for how much shit I can keep in my body is not high, and so the shit needs to get out. I just keep saying
I was
shit.
just wondering if you needed a lot of food because like you didn't have the best opportunity to digest all of it before it was on its way out of the building.
So at the core of cystic fibrosis, this is a bit like what you can boil it down to is I have thick ass mucus and it slows up all of my organs.
Damn.
So every organ works a little bit less than it should, and so like I don't digest things super well because my digestive tract is a little bit slower.
Yeah.
And
Why
so
don't you just stop?
Being alive?
No, like having thick mucus. Just don't do that.
Shit. Do you know what somebody told me one time?
What?
They said, "Why don't you just inject Mucinex into your body?"
What'd you tell them? That they're a genius.
You cured cystic fibrosis.
You
Congratulations. Wow, I'm not sick anymore. You can't do that.
That was a drink bleach situation.
That's also not like why I have thick. I don't have thick mucus just because I have thick mucus.
You're
There's
not congested.
No.
You're chronically ill.
There's
It's
something
different.
in my DNA and in my cells that's why they can't find a cure, is because it's embedded in the cells.
Yeah, they're like they're fighting. They're constantly working.
Yeah.
Like, we got to make that shit thick.
Yeah, because
If we don't, we'll die.
Yeah, there's some sort of connection issue where it's like we got to keep making thick ass mucus, and it just keeps making thick ass mucus. And there's a lot of other issues, but like at its core, that's pretty much the big problem with CF. So every single organ of mine works worse and slower than it should. So the large intestine thing is just I had a blockage in my large intestine. The best way to remove it was to just remove a bunch of my large intestine.
Yeah.
And so I have less storage space.
Now, do you have a little bit of large intestine? Like a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you have 2 small intestines pretty much now? Because it was big and then you removed most of it.
Yeah, I just have 2 small intestines.
Or do you have like bigger intestine, medium intestine?
Yeah, small intestine and
The other one.
Wouldn't that just be intestine?
It's not
small
big.
intestine and intestine.
Is the
Small
intestine.
intestine
funny.
and your intestine.
And your intestine.
You got Ursa Major, Ursa Minor. As
Intestine.
constellations. Just do intestine major, intestine minor.
Constantestines. Yeah, that was rough. Seth got that.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what it was. I was trying to combine constellation and intestines. In my head, it really was going to work really well, and then it so didn't.
What'd you say, Seth?
No, I tried it too. It didn't work.
Yeah, I really like in your head, it really seems like one of those things that could totally work.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't. Constatestins is about as close as you can get, and that's just atrocious.
Intestillations.
Oh, God bless you. Intestillations is fire.
You know, it's funny. I looked up where's sugar on the food
That's the name
pyramid.
of my next album.
What do you think the answer to that kind of question would be? If I
What's
phrased
the-
the question, where is sugar found on the food pyramid? What do you think the answer would be?
At the top.
That's funny because like the food pyramid is shown in different ways. I've seen it taken as slices. I've seen it taken as chunks. Like here's the bottom, here's
Yeah.
the middle, here's the top. It's fun. I looked up where's sugar on the food pyramid. One word came back.
Tip.
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 Tip. It's found at the
Right
tip.
at the tip.
It's found at the tip.
Yeah.
Tip.
You can find sugar at the tip. Take that to mean whatever you mean it to mean. I have sugar on my penis is the joke.
They call me Sugar Tips. Yeah, this is an episode where we decided to talk about something that just wasn't very funny.
Not very funny.
Those are kind of interesting. It's weird how we got there. We started with the fiberglass and the
Yeah.
such.
And then we got to dead bodies in
And
the ocean.
Tums.
And Tums.
Where were you headed with that?
What?
Dead bodies in the ocean.
I just wanted to
Did
know-
you finish that arc?
I mean, I just wanted to know what ratio of dead bodies to water.
100 miles.
100. That's so much. We got to get back to this because that's so much. I wanted to push back and we moved on to science very quickly.
Why is that so much?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So, like that ratio, you know, there's like a shitload of dead bodies like pretty close to the surface, pretty close to the shallow end of the ocean, like the
Nah.
beach. There is definitely within 100 miles.
Nah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's a lot of dead bodies. And also like,
Yeah, but my thing is there's not a ratio. It's not a volumetric thing. Like if there was 100 bodies in the same pool as me,
But
if
they're
they
all
were
100
all
miles away.
100 miles, I'm not saying that I need 100 miles per body.
right, I know. But if you step foot into the ocean, you are within 100 miles of a dead body. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. No question. No matter where you step.
In the ocean or under the dirt of the ocean, under the sand of the ocean.
Probably a little bit of both. Do you know how many people have died in
If
the
they're
ocean?
under the sand, I'm okay. Because I walk
So
through
if-
cemeteries. Not often.
Okay,
that's
so-
not like a thing I do, by the way.
So what you, so what you're telling me is if you stepped foot in the ocean and there was a dead body 6 feet below you, directly underneath the sand, you'd be chill with that?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's like you're at a cemetery.
It's not though, because there's also for sure like there's a coffin, and dirt is definitely not the same as sand.
Oh, no coffin? He's under there raw?
Yeah, you didn't bury him in the ocean.
Why not?
Usually they just chuck a dead body in there.
What if he was a captain?
We also probably died in the ocean. There are also a lot of people that get buried in the ocean. They're like set out to sea.
Hmm.
Yeah, dude, there's so many dead bodies in the ocean.
Guys, don't go to the ocean.
I'm 5
There's a lot of
miles.
dead bodies in there.
If there's a dead body within 5 miles,
I-
100 miles is so long.
Listen, I'm an out of sight, out of mind kind of guy.
30 feet. Take my glasses off. 10 feet.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 30 feet. No, you can.
Yeah, you can see
visibility.
For the ocean is
If
very
you,
high.
if you go to the ocean and look at the horizon, you're probably looking hundreds of miles away.
Not true.
Tens of miles away.
I'd go tens. Yeah.
The horizon?
Yeah.
The horizon.
How
If
many-
you look at the horizon?
How many nautical miles can a human eye see?
4,000. I'm kidding. I don't think it's that, but I think it's 100-ish. Over 100. Come on. Nautical miles. Naked eye. Clear day.
I literally looked up how many nautical miles can the naked eye see. 3.
No.
Yeah.
If I look at the horizon, I'm seeing 3
3
miles
miles.
away.
Do you realize how far 3 miles is? It takes, if you walk 3 miles,
I've
it
walked 3
takes an
miles.
hour.
Yeah, because that's a distance over time thing. I don't care about distance over time. I'm caring about, like, can I see?
Yeah, but you can't see. If you just walked a plane, like a straight plane, by the time you finished your 5K, which is 3.2 miles, by the time you finished a 5K, you could look back and you would see about where you started and not much further than that.
Bottom left. What does that mean?
Visibility 10 miles. Like depending on how foggy the so if it's relatively foggy.
It's not foggy right now,
I know.
so I can see 10 miles?
Oh wow, it varies slightly depending on a person's height. The horizon is approximately 3.1 miles away.
Damn, that's crazy.
Okay, here we go. The maximum distance the human eye can see if unobstructed is 12 miles.
Wow, then the visibility is great today.
Yeah, it's about as
It's
good as it
crazy
can get.
that's not more.
Yeah, well, I mean, like 12 miles is really fucking far.
I drive like 20 miles to work every day. I have no perception of like how far things are.
Anyway, we'll say 5 miles because I think it is different on the ocean because I don't know, maybe reflection has something to do with it. I don't know why it's only 3 miles. It said
15 miles.
I don't think it's 15 miles.
No, I want that body 15 miles from me.
15
if I'm going to
miles.
swim in the ocean. If it's just at the bottom of the ocean, if it's under the sand, then like
2 miles.
2 miles.
See, I'm gonna go 3 miles
Uh-huh.
floating.
I didn't even think about floating. No, 3 miles
yeah.
floating, you could see it.
Yeah, you're right. What's that out there? You just think it's a fish.
It's a buoy.
It's a buoy.
No, it's a boy.
It's a buoy.
Oh no.
Okay, so then floating, I would go 5 miles. Bottom of the ocean, I'd go 2 miles. And under the sand, I'd probably go like 200 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny episode today. Good job. What?
Oh, you want to talk about like dick or something?
We said whale cum.
We did. Hey, whale cum is pretty good. Whale cum to the ocean? That's funny.
Okay.
Speaking of whale cum,
Yes?
this episode is sponsored by Audible.
You can't go into the ad with whale cum.
Seth, play the music. audibletrial.com/ABP. You know, our buddy Ty, marine biology. It's a very interesting thing. There are many benefits to being a marine biologist. And if you want to read a little bit about ocean life and maybe dead bodies at sea, if you're into a little bit of a murder mystery or something like
Dead
that.
bodies at sea.
What?
What?
There are
Christian did that.
thousands of titles, and I promise you there are plenty about this exact situation. And you know what? There are premium titles on Audible as well. Things that even with the free trial, you can't read because you got to pay for those things.
Bitch.
If Audible just thought ahead, which they did, you get sent 1 free credit to unlock any of these premium titles, and you can go ahead and listen to that. Listen to an audiobook, man, while you're on your boat at sea looking for dead bodies. I know you're doing it. You're a sick fuck. That's weird. Don't.
Can you say sick fuck in the middle of an ad?
I don't know.
All right. Hey,
Come on, read an audiobook.
you sick fuck.
Audiobooks, podcasts, and more. Go to audibletrial.com/ABP. Try it out today. This episode is sponsored by Audible. Love you guys.
Love you. Audible.
My thing is, if I can listen to an audiobook that says the words sick fuck, then I'm allowed to say it in the ad. I don't want to say a huge thank you to absolutely everyone for watching and listening, and an extra special intimate thank you to Kansas, Olivia, Jamie, and Valerie for people that support the show monthly. Thanks for that, Burp.
No problem anytime, sir.
If you can do that and would like to do that, not burp, but support the show, you can go to anchor.fm/anythingbut. That is anchor.fm/anythingbut. It'll bring you to our homepage where there's a support button. Hey, man.
I thought my volume was down.
Hey, man. It's still up.
I can't pick it up from here.
It can. I'm
I don't think so.
hearing it. Are you watching our own show? Or is that Seth's Snapchat
It's that
story?
Snapchat story, yeah.
Okay. Anchor.fm/anythingbut, and there's a support button right there that you can go ahead and click and support the show in monthly donations of 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99. And we'll say your name at the end of every show, and thank you for letting us do this. Christian is watching a video right now. We're doing a podcast, and he's doing that. You know what? Why would you support the show if this is what you're supporting? Look at them. Look at them. Look at them.
Dude, that thing is fucked.
I want to thank our producers, Salty Sloth Productions. Their link is in the episode description for letting us kind of do our thing and for producing us as well as they do. Go check out their stuff. Go check out 353 Studios. This is the place we record. They're going through some upgrades, and I dare say that in just a few episodes, maybe 2 to 3 episodes, we will be in a new setup. Same studio, different setup. And I'm so pumped for that. So check out 353 Studios. They're also great. Anything else we said we'd link in this episode, we will link. And you can find it down there. I forget what we promise.
I don't know, dude.
But other than that, today wasn't the funniest episode in the world, but it was kind of interesting discussion. I'll say it. I'll say it. That was cool.
No, that was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah. I don't think every episode has to be gut busting.
Nah, not gut
You
busting.
can't have a crock pot room every episode.
No, dude. I think that crockpot room bit is one of my favorite bits we've ever done.
It's a
ever.
good one.
It was really funny.
I like when you can just go on.
Yeah. I can't wait to put that on TikTok.
Oh, neither can I. Anywho, hey, follow us on TikTok. Leave a review on iTunes and Spotify, wherever you listen. Follow, download some episodes, join our Discord. Let us know that you are here. We'd love to talk to you. You want to hear us talk about something in particular? Join that Discord. We have a suggestions tab where you can just say, hey, talk about this, and we probably will.
We will, yeah, absolutely, we will.
We just did that pretty recently. We did.
It was really fun. I was actually going to look again to see if there was
What
anything
episode
else.
was that?
71.
Oh, How to Rob a Bank.
How to Rob a Bank.
That was a user submission, and it was a hell of an episode.
One of my favorites we've ever done, genuinely.
Genuinely. So thank you, Anonymous Fibonacci, for suggesting that. And if you want to suggest it, go to our Discord. Link in the episode description. Y'all know it by now. Y'all know. So we love you. And we'll be seeing you next episode. We might be talking about another user submission we might really like. You have an idea? You have an idea? You want to tease them? Tease them.
Soup
episode.
Soup. Cody for Hire says, need more erotic fanfic to curse my senses. Conspiracy theories. Mandela effect.
A lot of things you need to do research for. We'll do Mandela effect.
Yeah, you got any?
Yeah, I have some experiences with like freaking out over, is that really... I have some good conversation.
Great,
It's
yeah.
already brewing in my head.
Yeah, we'll fuck it up.
So we will fuck it up. Next episode. We'll see you then
Peace out, guys.
with APB.
Did you mean to do that?
That's always been that. Look. And it's like different.
Dude, if that had been
Mandela
different...
effect.
Did you just try to poke my nippy nip?
Yeah.
Why'd you miss? Oh, my tippy tip.
Thank God that's not fiberglass.
Oh, I had glass in my dick. I've heard that's painful.